Hello, everyone, and welcome to reading today. We are going to be starting a new story, so I just wanted to do a little preview to the story, tell you what it's about, and talk about some of the things that we see here on this cover page. So first off, title of the story is How Tia Lola Came to Visit, Crossed Out, Stay. So this is on page 180 of your literature anthology. I pulled it up online. You can use your book or get online and read it. So we have the title, and then we have this beautiful picture in the background. It looks like somewhere I would want to vacation. There are green rolling hills, and then we have this woman who is walking with a suitcase. We also see in the top left that it says the genre for this week is realistic fiction. So we've had this before, but just a little refresher. Realistic fiction is what? Well, one, it's realistic. Realistic means that it is lifelike, that it could really happen. It is something that is believable. It's not animals talking, because we know that's not real. That couldn't happen in the real world. But a woman could go visit people. That is realistic. Fiction, though, means fake. Fiction, fake. So it is a realistic story. It's something that could happen, but it didn't. It's just a made-up story. So it's realistic fiction. And remember, our essential question for this week is what happens when people share ideas? Well, we already talked a little bit the other day about what happens, when people collaborate, when we find compromise, the benefits, and just how we share ideas all happens. So I would say it's probably a fair guess that there's going to be some sharing of ideas or thoughts in this story. So be watching out for that. It always ties back to our essential question. So now I want to talk about everything we see on this page real quick, just in general. So they always tell you don't judge a book by its cover, right? Well, sometimes you can learn a lot from the cover of a book or from the cover page. We have a lot of information here, a lot of things that we can make predictions based off of, things that can kind of give us insight into what may happen in the story. So first off, the title, it says How Tia Lola Came to Visit, Stay. Tia, some of you may already know this, is actually Spanish for aunt. So it really is saying how Aunt Lola came to stay. The fact that it said originally visit and then crossed out and changed it to stay can kind of give us a little hint to what's going to happen in the story, right? So maybe at first she was just coming to visit, but something happened or something changed and she went from visiting to staying, which I'm going to guess that's a pretty big part of our story since it's in the title. Another thing that I thought was a pretty big detail is that in this beautiful picture we have in the background, there's a woman who's walking with a suitcase. Who do you think that probably is? My guess would be Tia Lola, because she is a woman. She looks like she could be an aunt. She is a little older. She has a suitcase, which implies that she is going somewhere. She's traveling. She's visiting someone. So there's already a lot just on this cover page that we know about the story. So whenever you open a book or you open a story like this, don't just skip the first page and start reading. When you look at this and you think about the details that they're giving you, it kind of sets you up to read. You have a picture of what you're going to be hearing about. So you can kind of just focus on the little details once you start reading. Okay? What I do want you to do for your assignment is follow along in the story, and when you get to a stop and check question, I want you to stop, like this one here, and go to the Google slide I've shared with you, and I want you to type in your answer. There are 3 stop and checks, and then you are done. Take your time, make sure you are answering them fully. A lot of times they'll ask for text evidence. That means you're going into the text and you're finding an example or a reason from the story to help back up your prediction or your statement. Okay? Have a fantastic day, guys.